Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Welcome home again. Lots of progress around here with the construction of our little cape. We've got the second floor in place. We'll be giving you some tips on how to frame the roof, and actually we're going to tour a factory where they make roof shingles and get an idea of just what kind of shingles we want to use here. We're going to get started in a minute, though, building a staircase stringer, showing you how to get from the first floor to the second floor. All that's coming up, so don't go away. It's good to have you home again.
Sears presents Home Again with Bob Vila.
Well, we'll be up on the second floor in a minute, but right now let's check in with Riley, who's been busy getting started with our staircase. Hi, Riley.
Hi, Bob.
How you doing?
Good.
This is what you call a stringer.
That's right, yep, stair stringer.
And we'll have 3 of them in place here, and then we'll put our treads and our risers on, and we'll be able to climb up there.
That's it.
Well, tell us about how you figure out how to cut it, what the dimensions should be. I guess the first thing to figure out is what your total height is, right?
That's right. We call that our total rise. And in this particular case, we have 103 inches, or 8'7".
And we're measuring from the rough work to the rough work.
Correct.
Eventually, one has to figure out carpeting or hardwood floors or whatever else. But right now, we're just dealing with the basics, the structure of the staircase. And what everybody wants to know is, how do you determine, you know, how many inches this should be and how many inches that should be?
That's pretty simple. The architect has already given most of the information to us.
Yeah.
He's already told us we need 13 rises. So we just take our total rise, which is 103 inches,
Yeah.
divide it by the 13, and that
Yeah.
gave us, in this case, 7 7/8 of an inch.
Okay. But there's a rule of thumb, isn't there?
The rule of thumb is your total rise, your single rise plus a single tread should be between 16 and 18 inches.
When you add up this dimension and this dimension, the total should be somewhere between 16 and 18. That's going to guarantee that you end up with a comfortable tread where your whole foot's going to fit, and that the rise won't be so high that you're really, you know, getting out of breath by the time you're upstairs. So you've put this one temporarily in place, you've checked it.
This is right. This is a pattern for the rest of them, and now we've got to take this out and cut the other 2.
Let's take it out.
Okay.
Just one tack up there, right?
Yeah. Let me get that.
I got it. Pretty heavy stock, Riley. What kind of wood is this?
This is Douglas fir, Bob. It's a very, it's a softwood, but it's a fairly hard softwood, about the strongest you can get.
Yeah, it's a good structural material.
So this is our pattern. We're going to take this, and what we do is lay it right over our other stringers. And,
wait a minute. Why don't you show us, first of all, how you marked this one off before it turns into a pattern, okay?
Okay. The first thing we need is a framing square.
You got to have a framing square.
Right. Now, we've already established that our rise is 7 7/8 inches. So we just hold 7 7/8 to the edge of our lumber right here.
On the edge of the timber, yeah.
That's our rise. And our tread is 8.5 inches. So we'll hold that to this edge of the lumber. And we just mark it right out.
And you can start anywhere at random over here. This just becomes waste lumber.
That's correct.
Okay.
Then we just pick it up and step the whole thing down. Hold 7 7/8 to that line.
Point to point.
That's right. And you just keep going right down the line.
And we get the idea.
That's it.
Okay. But of course, once you've already cut the first one, you might as well use it as a pattern and be assured that you're going to have identical stringers.
Right. Okay, now I'll just lay that right out.
All right.
So now we'll mark the other one, and then we can get this right out of the way.
Okay, now we're ready to cut.
wet. This
Yeah.
wood is real wet.
It is wet. Okay. How about a hand up there, guys?
You sending that one?
And that's literally all you need to do for now is tack them into place.
Yeah. That's it. It's that simple.
On a piece of strapping.
Go ahead.
And then while we're building the house, we won't have any finished treads to walk on, but we've cut some spruce boards. And this will be our temporary staircase.
That's it.
All right, let's put some nails in them and then we'll go up there. Ah, that's a nice job.
Thanks.
And that'll serve as our temporary stairs until we're almost at the finished stages. And wow, nothing like getting up to the second floor deck. This end of the cape is going to be our storage attic. Eventually, it could be developed into another bedroom. You dormered it. On this section, we'll have a bathroom and a master bedroom. And I guess the next step really is to talk about building the gable end wall and then the roof rafters. Right now, we're going to break for some messages. When we come back, we'll be touring a roofing shingle factory. We're at the Ico Roofing Shingle Factory in Wilmington, Delaware, just a couple of hundred yards from the Delaware River. In the factory behind me, they manufacture enough shingles to roof about 100,000 average-sized U.S. homes. Let's get together with Henry Fear, the plant manager, and take a little tour. Hi, Henry. How you doing?
How you doing, Bob?
Now, what is this stuff?
This is a crushed stone with a ceramic colored paint on top of it.
And how are these used in making shingles?
These are the roofing granules that go on top of the shingle, give you the color, give the protection to the asphalt.
Okay, so this is what gives you the color on the roof and what protects the asphalt.
That's right.
Where's it come from?
This particular load came from Belmead, New Jersey.
Belmead, New Jersey. How much of it do you use in an average day?
Average day about 400 tons.
400 tons of
Yeah.
it. That's a lot. And you just drop it into these storage holes underground or what?
No, it goes down on a conveyor belt over to an elevator, then up and drops into the tanks.
Okay. Henry, what are the other basic raw materials in making roofing shingles?
Basically, asphalt, fiberglass, and organic felt.
Okay. Can we take a look at the process?
Sure, inside.
So what's this over here, Henry?
This organic felt, Bob.
Just paper.
Just paper and wood chips.
Giant spools of it. What do they weigh?
About 1.5 to 2 tons each.
There's nothing but the chalks holding them in place now.
That's right.
Get away from those. And then what are these big white rolls over here?
This fiberglass mat, Bob. This is about 70% of our production. The other 30 being in the felt.
So all shingles are made either on a organic paper felt like this, or on a fiberglass mat like this.
That's correct.
And you just said you're doing 70% of this. What's the logic?
Well, there's a market for both of them.
Yeah.
And the organic shingle is a much firmer shingle, better wind resistant. That takes the north and cooler in the coastline, and the fiberglass shingle is the 70% is the warmer southern climate.
So if you're in a cold and windy climate, you might be better off having organic shingles on there.
That's correct.
And right now you're making fiberglass match-based shingles. Yeah. And this is where the process begins.
Right. These are where the rolls are unrolled into the manufacturing line. The splicing table here is where they stop the one roll to put the other new roll on.
When you run out of one. But why do you have all the material going up and down around these rollers?
Well, Bob, you never want the manufacturing line to stop. So we accumulate enough in here that when we put the new roll on, that we can stop that, splice it on, and the machine doesn't ever know it. Bob, at this point, the fiberglass mat, which gives our shingle the Class A fire rating, starts the process of applying the top and bottom coating.
Okay.
Here at the coater, the filled coating comes out on the top of the sheet. The excess goes into the pan. It's picked up by this inking roll, and the excess is scraped off by this scraper.
How hot is that asphalt?
About 490 degrees. And at this point, we try to put that fiberglass mat right in the middle of the shingle.
So that you've got a coating on both sides.
Yes, sir.
What's happening here?
You'll notice 3 different colors up there. We have a 3-drop blend. The granules are dropped out through these serrated rolls by a computer to apply the granules to the top of the sheet in the pattern color that we want.
Okay. And right now we're making gray shingles.
Right now, we would maybe making a dual gray shingle.
Yeah.
And around here, Bob, this is a silicone treated tape that is put on the back of the sheet directly in line with the self-seal strip that goes on the top.
What for?
This keeps the bundles from becoming a solid block, and then the self-seal stick them
So
together.
that when you cut it into shingles and you stack them, they won't stick together.
That's correct.
Gotcha. Looks kind of dangerous in there, Henry.
This here is the in-depth system. It's a radioactive scanning arm for a computer that controls the squeeze rolls of the coater to give us consistent quality time after time after time.
So the thickness is always uniform.
Exactly.
Great. And then you're starting to cool it with water here?
That's right, Bob. This starts the cooling section, and as we start that, we press the granules into the asphalt to the proper depth to make sure they adhere to the sheet.
Okay, so it's controlled along every step.
Yes, sir. Right here we're at about 200 degrees, and we'll start cooling it down until we get down in the cutter where we need it to be about 100 degrees.
Let's take a look at the cutter.
All right.
So when do they start looking like shingles?
Cut them down here at the other end.
What's going on here?
This is where the shingles are cut to all the dimensions, Bob. Underneath that amber roll is a cutting head that is another roll that has a bunch of knives locked into it.
So that all the different cuts are being made to the roll goods. And out of each section of roll good, you're making 3 shingles?
We're making 4 shingles.
4 shingles. Wow.
Then they come down here and they go into individual stackers. And they're stacked down here in 26 bundles, 26 shingles per bundle, and a 998 configuration. Drop down, out the timing conveyor to the high lug, over to the wrapping conveyor, and onto the palletizer.
But at this point, we got the finished product.
We're finished.
All right, Henry, so this is the end of the line, kind of.
This is the wrapping machine. This
Yeah.
will wrap 30 bundles per minute, puts the asphalt on the top seal, folds it over. Over in the far gluing conveyor, it puts glue on the end flap, shoes fold them over, then the product's finished. It goes to the palletizer, from there to the warehouse.
It's a great machine. I've carried plenty of them on my shoulder up the ladder. I know they don't tear apart. So Henry, how many shingles have you got on a pallet like that?
About 16 square, Bob.
A square is an area 100 square feet. 16 is about the average size house, isn't it?
That's right.
That's fabulous. You know, these shingles will cost us about $30 a square as opposed to close to $100 a square for cedar. So we're really glad to be able to use them. Thank you for the tour.
Glad you came by.
All right. Before we can put these shingles on our house, we have to put up the roof rafters, and we'll be doing that after these messages. All right. Now these guys are flying. Okay, we've just prefabricated what you call the gable end of the house. One at either end, we've got a gabled roof, and these are the end walls. And you want to prefab them and get them up before we put any roof rafters in place. Are you ready?
This is all set.
All set?
Yep.
Come on, I'll give you a hand.
Okay, you ready, boys?
Here we go.
On 3. 1, 2, 3, up. Okay.
Let's not go too far, huh?
No. Okay, everybody's got it.
This is known as raise high the roof beam carpenters.
Okay, you on there, Bruce?
Nice
Right,
and level?
Good, yeah.
Good. Let's take a look at it back on our blueprint here. The house looks pretty big if you look at it in section through. This is the basement. That was the first floor. This is the second floor. And of course, what we're doing is putting that ridge pole in place so that we can locate our rafters along the front side. The back side's a little bit more eccentric because we've got a shed dormer to build back there. But right now, let's look at this gable end that we've built over here and get an idea of what roof pitch is all about.
Go ahead there, you're in.
This is a 12-12 pitch, which means that for every 12 feet that I go along the horizontal plane, I'm rising 12 feet. 1 foot in 1 foot, 4 feet in 4 feet. Here I've come over 12 feet to the middle of the building. It's exactly 12 feet to the top of the ridge.
Okay. Beautiful.
All right, Riley, tack that one in place and then come on down here so we can talk for a minute.
Okay. Okay.
Good. Riley,
Hi.
the important thing here is to get all of these rafters cut once so
Yes.
that they fit and they go in at the proper angle.
Right.
I've already tried to talk a little bit about a 12-12 pitch, but how do you figure out that cut?
Well, that's another cut that we get off of the framing square. This is a 12-12 pitch, so what we'll do is take the framing square.
Down on the ground, the man who was cutting took a framing square.
That's right. And you just set it on 12 on both sides.
Yeah.
12 on this side, 12 on that.
Yeah.
And that gives us our plumb cut right here.
Our plumb cut, which
for the
is
ridge.
the vertical cut
On
that butts up against the ridge up there.
That's right.
Good.
And when we want to get the crow's foot, you use the same thing.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's look a minute at one of these
Okay.
other rafters so that everybody can understand what the crow's foot is, or the bird's mouth, or really just a
Right.
notch in that piece of lumber, which sits down here up against the plate.
Right.
How do you figure that cut?
Same way, you just set the framing square on here at 12-12, and you'll see as we slide it down there, that's how we got this cut here.
Yeah.
And then the same thing, you just keep running it down, and you get your 12-12 for this cut as
And does
well.
it have to be 3 inches or 4
It
inches?
should be, yes. The butt of the crow's foot should be about 3.5, 4 inches.
Yeah.
So most of your meat is on top of the rafter.
Right.
You don't want to take a lot of meat out on your crow's foot.
Exactly. You don't want to weaken it.
Right.
Okay, let's keep on pulling them up.
Okay.
Get it in the notch.
Yeah.
You've got to tack it down here first before you start pounding on it up above.
Okay.
Ready for another one?
Yeah, let's put it in this. Oh, going over here, okay?
Okay, get that bottom nailed. All right, we're going to keep on putting rafters up, but we got to take a break for some messages. Good. And that's a wrap for today. We're running out of time. Come home again next week when we'll be showing you how to build a dormer, a big shed dormer in the master bedroom. We'll be tying the new construction in with the old shed back here, and we'll let the plumber get started with his rough work. Till then, I'm Bob Vila.